first of all, right? Mkhulu Mathanyela is a woman. Kanjani? You know, not for me though.
Yeah.
Not for me, because I know better now, right? But please take us through that. How did you get the name Mkhulu Mathanyela? You're a woman.
Yeah, I'm a full woman. Thokozani. Ninjani. Thank you. Yeah, igama lami uMathiliso ne, but Mkhulu Mathanyela is my grandfather who passed on, so it's the gifter. So I became Mkhulu Mathanyela because I inherited the gift. I was given the gift by Mkhulu Mathanyela, who's my dad's father, basically. So I know it's very strange when you say to people, Mkhulu, uyikhetla kanjani umfazi, but in understanding izinto zedlozi is that you do not choose, it does not choose the gender of gender yomuntu ukuthi because you're a woman now I need to transition from being umkhulu to ugogo. No, if umkhulu ungenwa ikhetla then basically uyikhetla kanjalo, and then it happens omunye angena ugogo angena isalukwazi abayimba ngenwa abantu abayi2 ngesikhathi esi1, whereas uthi uMkhulu Mathanyela ngiphinde futhi ngibe ugogo vula amazwi. So it does not choose igender yomuntu ukuthi I'm not going to go into Mathiliso because umfazi, I'm going to go to a man. No, the person they see fit for the gift would inherit that.
Oh, so you could be a woman and ungenwe idlozi
legay.
Yes.
Basically, it's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter ukuthi when you're a woman, you're a man or whatnot. Idlozi lakho elindlulile lona would decide ukuthi I'm going into uMathiliso who's a woman and mina gay, then automatically that means ukuthi now ngiwumkhulu Mathanyela who was gay ne angisengizoba umkhulu Mathanyela mina that time.
So when you are not gay,
no,
but ungenwe idlozi gay,
yes,
then ungangenwa idlozi le India.
Okay, yes.
Am I correct?
Yes. I always just tell people that, you know what, it doesn't matter the past life of a person. You are now going to live. The person comes in and this person embodies uMathiliso, right? And they find uMathiliso, and uMathiliso is a straight woman. Then thereafter, this person was gay. Sometimes you find that people say, I cannot now find any attraction to a man. I'm now attracted to abafaz. Hence, we find with two lesbians are now in a relationship now. There's a relationship between two ladies. You understand? So it's sometimes with my own understanding is that you would find that this man was gay and then gives you this gift, and then now they live through you. Then that's how you find that someone else says ngikhetla kodwa sengizwana nabafazi now, even though I'm also a woman.
So basically idlozi lakho can govern how you live
basically
in 2021 manje.
Basically only if we are stereotyped in that manner that says that idlozi alikhulumiseki, idlozi does not adapt, idlozi cannot transition from you and cannot transition from the way that you live. I always say that you speak to idlozi, you explain to idlozi, this is how we live, this is how things are done currently, is this working for you? See, we're on a table and communicating. Yes, they have the final word, kodwa you can plead ukuthi no, this is not working for me, because idlozi alifuna ukubona ukwatile, alifuna ukubona uhethekile, it always wants to see you happy. So why would it take you into turmoil if lona lifuna ukuthi izinto zabo zenzeke right?
So we are correct in saying that ukuthi idlozi cannot enter you, possess you, yes, right? And then all of a sudden this idlozi want to distract everything that you are about.
Precisely.
You have your own life, you have your own thoughts, you have your own different outlook on how your life should be going, where your life should be going. You have your own aspirations, dreams. Unama project wakho na ufuna ukuyenza izinto zakho manje, like ledlozi leli ne, are we correct in saying that idlozi mele ukhulumisane nalo ukuthi bheka you have just entered me. Ne? This is my body. I have my own aspirations. You have your own thing that you are doing.
Yeah.
You are using me. Can we meet each other halfway?
And it's very tricky when you put it like that, because then people will say like, Idlos has a final word. Idlos la malvum. I cannot go to school because Idlos la malvum. Idlos lako might not agree the first year, but might agree the second year. You keep trying. That's why we always say that liyangengwa idlozi, and even if useskhupheni bakphehla, we always say ukuthi kuyabekezelwa ungenge idlozi. So you cannot say I asked this month and I asked like I really want to be a DJ, I really want to DJ, and then idlozi shows you no, it's not working, and then when you're like, oh, I'm chilled, it's fine, it's okay, you go back and you're like, but remember, I was umathidiso before I was umathanyela, and my life now needs to these things need to correlate together. So I cannot fully transition from being a woman and then transition to being this ikehla that went out in Tabeni to go fetch imiti all the time.
Yes.
So we need my mental health also needs me to take care of Matidiso. And at Lozin, we all know there is so much depression and so much anxiety, and people would think that it's that.
Yes. To the people who are watching Sangoma podcast, right, we can hear this person is well spoken. Definitely you know what you are talking about, but let's take it back.
Okay.
Let's take it back. I want to ask you the most important question, and this is why you drove all the way from Mpumalanga 4, right?
Yes.
So where in Mpumalanga are you from?
I'm originally from Elesli, a small town, and it's near Secunda. Normally, when you ask people Wagup and you say Mpumalanga and you want to say where you're from, you just say you're from Secunda. I'm not from Secunda, I'm from Elesli. I'm from Elesli, but my forefathers and my dads and all of them are from a small farm called Charles Elias, which is near Standerton. So that's where I practice.
That's great. Now, this is what we called you here for, Sangoma podcast, right? Drove all the way, poured your petrol, and we are very thankful for that.
And I'm thankful for
that, and we want people to learn. And this whole podcast is about awareness,
yes.
Right? So now the question that everybody wants to know, everybody wants to relate to: how did you figure out you had a calling? Because I know for a fact that thing can take you your whole lifetime, if not all your lifetime, right? Mainly because, one, there's no awareness out there. First of all, that time, Futi, your life is upside down, you are dreaming things. So when personally, Mkhulu Mathanyela, how did you find out you had a calling?
You know, I don't want to say this is a uniform thing, because it's not a uniform thing. Mkhulu Romeo might experience something different from what I experience. And I see people give out signs and say, well, when you dream this, when you see this, this is what it means. Me personally, I feel like mine was just my own experience, where I'd drive, like driving to you now, I'd fall asleep in Lane, and my car would not crash. I'll just fall asleep in Lane for 2 hours and wake up with a dream. Next thing is I'd see things in my dreams. I'd literally be there. I'll be present in that scenario. Whatever is happening at that time that I'm meant to see, I'm presently there. So when I wake up and when I dream of Mkhulu Romeo lighting a cigarette, tomorrow Mkhulu Romeo is going to light that cigarette and I'm going to see it. So I'd dream of things, a lot of things. And it started again when it became so precise, when I started seeing my cloths. I started seeing beads. I started, I was able to come into a space and people are sitting there, and I'd see old women sitting next to Ulisiho, and that old woman would be like, tell Ulisiho Kuti to come and clean up the house. Like, my house is so dark. They need to light my house. Oh. And I think, okay, I'm losing my mind now. What's happening? Why am I seeing these old people?
No, but
what's
happening?
Happening?
Like you are dreaming about clothes. You don't know about these clothes.
Yeah.
Number one, right? You are dreaming about these clothes. It's not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be obvious. Very obvious that.
Okay, for me it was obvious. You know why it was obvious? Because I had knowledge about Mkhulu wami, who was Inyanga. I already knew that there was someone in my lineage who was Inyanga, and he wore what I'm wearing now.
So you're one of the lucky ones.
Oh, at most lucky.
Yeah.
At most lucky. So I knew, because and the information was there. You could ask his sons, you know, this is what I'm seeing, and be like, no, my dad used to do it like this. This is what was happening. So I had the guidance, but I wasn't precisely sure, Uguti, vele, this needs me to go that route. Because I remember going to church, Uguti, I think, porofita and all of that, which came about to a point to find out, Uguti, kunogogo vulamazi. Yes, kunomkhulu Mathanyela, who's this healer, but kunogogo vulamazi, who's a prophet, who just sees things, who just pours amanzi in a glass, and then I look at this and I'm like, Romeo, you know what? Things are not going right.
It's going down.
Yeah.
It's going down.
So then we started from there, and then my mom never did any of that. I was raised by my stepdad. It's a weird thing. My mom got married with me somewhere, Gamguni, and I was raised Gamguni under a Christian home. And then now I'm this 20-year-old, 22-year-old, and I'm like funneling Twasi in Idlos. And Langkulele Kona, they don't know any of that. They don't even have a lineage of Sangoma. So that's when I picked up I can't be Umatsidi Sofute Kayen Lamazulu.
Yes.
I also can't have this Sangoma thing in me, this healer thing in me. So I started questioning, who's me? Who am I? Where am I from? Who's my dad? And I had already found out a bit, your dad is the Stotezi guy, and you know. So this Mkhulu person comes and finds me, Bashade Nami somewhere.
Wow.
And he fetches me right within.
Does he take you out of the marriage? Or?
He takes you out of that family.
Because sorry, Coco, the thing that I know to be most popular, Uguti, Lamadlozi lawa ayamosha.
Kakhulu.
Ayamosha. Bamosha imishato, imisebenzi.
Yeah.
And they just mess up everything. And for me, I wanna know, Uguti, Lamadlozi lawa, when they mess up everything, ne? What stage is it?
That's enough. That's also
where they go. Yazini iskhathele.
Yeah. You know, with me, I didn't have much of a downfall. I was married. I was also married to someone, and I left. Like Romeo, I packed and I left. We couldn't even understand some things get sorted out now, and you guys fix things. But with me, I was just this hard-headed person. But I always wanted to drive back home, even during the week, even if there was nothing wrong. I really had that urge to drive back home. It was as if I was a missing person, because every time I'd dream as if my mother is looking for me. This old man is following me. I don't know. So now, but Sangoma and all of that is that they had to tell this old man that I'm leaving. I'm getting married, and so that he doesn't have to come and fetch me forcefully, despite whatever was happening. So because aslaleli and he came and he fetched me. Okay, kala wapirisa. A lot of imumish in that marriage. A lot of finances got stolen. A bank, I understand what was happening. My other car just decided not to work.
So Coco, Mkhulu.
Yes.
Let me be correct. There must have been things that you tried doing, right? Before you went to a Sangoma who is going to clarify things for you.
A lot.
Right? What are those things?
A lot. We are phahla. Phahla ngempuphu phahla.
Oh, Coco.
Phahla ngalo phahla. Honestly.
Ukuphahla. Like, what I'm talking about here is, did you know Ukuphahla prior to you knowing Guti?
No.
Calling? Like, because some of us, we have to go to a Sangoma, and Sangoma is going to tell you Guti, calling, and then you're going to be in denial, then you're going to drive with your KZN. KZN, they tell you the same thing. Then you drive, because you are still in denial. You go to Lesotho and still now, what was your process? Like
I mentioned, I was fortunate enough to have abantwana balo Mkhulu around me who knew good fanele ngiphahle, but we were taken to this other healer. We were taken to this other healer, and wangitshela ukuthi no, like I really can't help you because lento ekuphethe like angifuna ukuthi indalana kimi because I hate that term, but what I'm not strong enough, I don't have the power to help you. Lo muntu is going to help you wena, so you're going to start this journey on your own. I think hence I fell asleep and dreamt of things and woke up and while driving and dreamt of things, and I couldn't sustain any relationship. So what I did was we went to that healer. We were told ukuthi kufanele uphahle, kufanele wenzeni, hambe emfuleni uyogeza kanje and all of that. But being a child that was raised under a Christian environment, it was very tricky for me to now go to the river and be like, I'm cleansing myself. Cleansing for ini? Cleansing what?
Exactly.
But what the ultimate point that showed me I have nowhere to run was this man coming carrying imbuzi zethu and giving my late father, who's my stepfather, the man that raised me, and gave him imbuz and took the other one. And
this is in a dream now.
Yeah, and took the other goat, and then he left with me. And then Magafiga, I was in a place that I didn't know, and then he literally said, "Kena mo lapeng la ko heno, wena ngwanaka wa kam." So I got taken out of that surname. He paid that man, and he took
in the dream,
and he took his granddaughter, and he said, this is what needs to happen. So I woke up and I told abantwana bakhe abotata ukuthi, I need umsebenzi onje, and that was just it. They did umsebenzi to take me out from Gamguni to put me in Katsotes.
So like are we correct in saying that Amadlozi, the ancestors,
yes,
can fix things in the spiritual realm?
Yes.
That cannot or could not be fixed here now.
Exactly.
So basically, which leads me to thinking Ukuthi, Ukuthwasa is not the alpha and omega of Uye Pehlweni is not the alpha of and omega.
Kokulaphingulo zonke ezikhona in the family.
Yes.
Kuyo yonke into, I always emphasize ukuthi idlozi liyakhulunyiswa. Angisho this person lived. Idlozi liyezwa. Izinto zivele zihlangana ungazihlangana kanjani, because you went and you said, you know what, I need this to work out, and if this works out, I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3 for you and fix this and that and that. So even if Lorna does not provide in a physical form, nangabe bebaqabene Mkhulu Mathanyela aqabene noMkhulu Romeo ngale, then when you plead, when you do things to appease these two people, then they come together.
Yeah.
And they fix things. So when we don't have the physical power to fix things, but bona that side, they would fix things, and you'd wonder, what happened? It's because these people spoke that side, and now they bring you guys together.
Wow, that's a very interesting thing, and which leads me to think, Uguti, like you're one of the lucky people who could understand seeds or sabona,
yes,
and based on the fact that and you were alive to witness those type of things, but other people are not as fortunate, right?
Yeah.
So here's the next question: how does one accept a calling?
That 2021, it's very difficult to tell someone how to accept their calling. Why am I saying that 2021? Because recently we saw a tweet or a TikTok that said, Ukuthwasa online, I'll facilitate you through a voice note, I'll facilitate you ka Zoom meeting, and then we send imagobongo wako through ipep. So anyone jumps through a Pehlweni, everyone just
easy way out,
and people come through and they come and consult, and abo Gobelas have become so selfish. Umuntu makafika zo consult kusafanele silingenge ledlozi, kusafanele silikhulumise, but then they say uzoshona sekuphuthumile liphakame kakhulu, and then you hear ukuthi umuntu next week sekangena ePhehlweni, and alikavuthwa lelo dlozi alikaqaqi nokuthi lifuna isindawe, lifuna ukuya emgunini, lifuna ukuya isivenda, lifuna ukwenzana. But I literally and honestly have no advice for someone that needs to go ePhehlweni. But firstly, we are linda idlozi ulincenge, you patiently wait for idlozi. Ngeke lisasibonisa sonke abo Gobela. I did not see my Gobela nami. I did not see my Gobela. I had to listen to my intuition. Nasengifike endaweni la ngizohlola khona ukuthi no, this ngizokhula, and ngabuyela ngamtshela uMkhulu ukuthi I think this is where I'd go, and then he affirmed. But he did not take me ebusuku ngilele wangisa lapho. I always say this because we eat a lot of things. We don't behave in a godly manner. We do a lot of things. We go sleep around, we drink, we DJ, we party and all of that. What time does idlozi come emzimbeni wakho mina ngiphumile ngisemtsi wakho? Lizokuthatha likise kuphi? Hence I say umuntu makathi ngine calling and I need to go, wait, phahla and wait and ask abadala bakho to show you. Ungavele uzilahlele kuMkhulu Mathanyela because now you see Mkhulu Mathanyela on a podcast with Mkhulu Romeo.
Mkhulu Mathanyela, thank you so much for being on Sangoma podcast, and I'm going to ask you questions for the next couple of minutes.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for being here. You are educating us, you're teaching us, and one thing that I'm picking up is that lento lena akusi one size fits all, like everybody says, right? So now nyaguzwa, sure nyaguzwa man, nyaguzwa like ngaphahla ngayenza so na so. Other people would say sharp mele ngime, I must be patient. I must mele ngivuthwe. Idlozi livuthwe. Like you know how you guys put it, right? Us guys, okay, I'm one of you. Right? Lokvuthwa lo. Sure. What is it, Makhosi? What is ukvuthwa? Like, you know, and in the same breath, sure. Mkhulu Mathanyela athi mele ngivuthwe kore tshwantse ke butswe batho ba baholo kore tshwantse ke be ready for ntwena gore ha ke kena le fehlong ke kena ka le fehlo kore ke le turned on ha ba bua ka sekgwa ba turn on. You must be ripe ha o kena ko le fehlong, but at the same time your life is upside down. How do we address that?
That's the important part of understanding why is your life turned upside down. There's certain aspects in your life that will show you that I'm not doing this correctly. First and foremost, idlozi likhuluma nawo wonke umuntu. Idlozi lakho ngeke liyenqe wena lizokhazela mina. Likubonisa izinto. Always shows you. So there's things that are going to show you that you are not doing correctly. And when you resort to going to a healer, it is then that you have tried everything.
Of course.
And then we go back and we seek and we ask ukuthi khehla sebenze 1 2 and 3 kanti sekwale kuphi achaza ukuthi inkinga yami ukuthi uphume la kule khaya wayohlala no Romeo kodwa ngashongo ukuthi uyahamba ingako ngibhekisa izinto zakhe. Kwesinye isikhathi you find that it has nothing to do with idlozi lakho, but it's how you articulate yourself. Indlela oziphethe ngayo, izinto oziyenzayo, bavele baqhayela bathi asimbukele, ngisho uhlakaniphile, asimbukele sibone.
He wants to do our job.
Exactly.
You want to basically you want to do our job. You want to take care of everything, but at the same time, you are not consulting with us. You are not telling us your problems.
Thank you.
And you are not even asking us for guidance. Lento le ushukuthi vele it's a two-way thing. Idlozi nawe, it's a collaboration.
Yes.
That one you have to involve umalume. Not all the time though. That's a story for another day.
Not all the time.
Right?
Not all the time.
And
also, sorry,
yes.
But you need to remember, Guti, there is also wars that also took place before you. So now you are inheriting these wars and these beef. So I always say people must not have pseudo beefs, meaning uzokwatela umalume ngento eyenzeke ongaye understand nokuthi isukele kuphi. So you need to understand ukuthi also fixing umsamo. Most importantly, umsamo mawubheda. Uyabheda.
So, fine. You've accepted your calling. It's that day, manje. Uyongena ephehlweni.
Don't want to
that day. Uyongena ephehlweni.
Yeah.
What's happening?
It's emotions. It's the fear of the unknown, basically, but also living ilgini. There's a song that I always sing. I don't know how to sing, but I always sing it in my head. every time I relive that moment, I'm like, I left my only son to go stay 10 full months emzini wabantu. Ukuncenga lento ukuthi mayikhulume mayisebenze ingibonise. So it's sad for other people because abanye they're not as privileged as me who had abotate in every corner. Like I have 8 to 9 fathers that are there. Nangithi I'm breaking down here la short, someone is running here and coming to save me, but others are not privileged like that. Abanye bangena sebazilahlela and then ugobela athi sesimshayela umntana akasakwazi ukuphuma. But with me it was a process of emotions where I was crying and excited as well to heal my family, to understand ukuthi isikhwama sikamkhulami nomsebenzi kwamkhulami is not going in vain. I'm here to do better. I'm here to uplift and to learn and to grow from this spiritual thing, and I had the support that was immense that allowed me to accept it wholeheartedly because abantwana bakhe were there to say, "Good, you can do this." And me being a person that never wants to fail, I never want to fail in anything. I told myself, "Ukuthi ngizophuma nginya."
So ungenile manje.
Yeah.
Right. When did it finally hit you that you are at the right place?
It hit me before I even got there. Because remember, I went to consult Gogo Ntauleng.
Makhosi.
I went to Gogo Ntauleng to go and consult, and I always say that mawufika esigodlweni somuntu umzimba wakho uyakutshela ukuthi this is home or this is not home. Mangabe uzohlola ngizokubhedela uzoza usangena egate ukuthi le ngizotshelwa yona la ayikho. I got there and we consulted, and when I consulted I felt a sense of presence yamkhulu wami, and she said everything that I had dreamt of the day before. Ngingakaze ngaya kuye. She told me ukuthi umkhulu wakho wena, I can't even tell him ukuthi kufanele ngikuthwasise njani zolinda yena asho kodwa wena you're going to come here mina ngikusize. It's not like that for everyone. Abanye don't even dream of ugobela. Abanye don't even, they just go there and then bavaleleke because we go consult and then sibaphephethe simbiza umuntu ezagijima abuya sale la azothwasa. But with me it was an absolute road of no turmoil, no hardships, nothing.
Wow.
And I'm one of the lucky people because ngaphuma futhi ngakhona ukusebenza. I know people come back and say, "Hey, Gobela ungivalile, Gobela ntshontsha idlozi zami." Idlozi lakho litshontsha kanjani? Like lizochila lithi, "Take me, I'm yours."
Cabanga nje utshontsha. You are stealing a whole person's legacy. You are going into the history of that person 1,000 years ago, because the world is like what? Like the world is close to 8 billion years old. Yeah. So basically what they are saying is that they are stealing everything about you, which is impossible. And Amadlozi wakho ngaleso sikhathi babhekile. Okay. Hey, here's a person stealing us uGobela wasepimville. uGobela wasepimville utshontsha your whole legacy. Wow. You know, I have a last question for you, and I know we could go on the whole day with Mkhulu Mathanyela on Sangoma podcast, right? Thank you so much for coming here, Glozilami. I know this happened for a reason for you to be here, right? And I want you, this last question. People are scared ungene ephehlweni. People are hearing stories about ephehlweni, how hard it is, how they get ill-treated, and, you know, but we come out, and at the same time, there's been people by ephehlweni, and then their things don't go well. They have to come out. Like me, I'm one of those people. Please, what message can you give to those people abaphume ephehlweni because some things didn't go well? What can they do ukuthi izinto zabo zihambe kahle, baqede, baphume, basebenze?
Yeah. You know, this is very touchy because we've seen even our peers go to someone idlozi likubonisile to acting in pupil, and the signs were there, everything was there, and then they go to that person and the person does not deliver. This happens because Gobelas says, and the reason you are here is because of that particular guide that said, Hamba Mkhulu Romeo, who's going to help you. But Mrs. Figure, when I wake up and say, Mkhulu Romeo, it was literally, I must drink in a white cup, kanje ngiphuza amanzi, ngingaphuzi, it drift. Lithi ngiphuza amanzi, and ngazongihlanyela idlozi lakho la kami. This is what we do. Already, we have messed up. Because lapho ngizolalela idlozi, ngizoyenza lokho ekufunwa idlozi. When you're just a facilitator, you're just walking with me la. You are not the one that is supposed to take the journey or dictate, but you are here to facilitate how the journey would go, listening to this person or who brought me here. So for people that go to ePhehlweni and they come back and into zabo, it's so sad, because I'm imagining imali zabantu abadala abazihlanganisayo, the time lobusuku bonke sishaya amantsomane sigide size sivuke idlozi kabuhlungu, kodwa only to come back wena ungakwazi ukulungisa lemfene egijima la ejardini, ukukhipha lemfene egijima la ejardini. Idlozi lakho mawusephehlweni Mkhulu Romeo, imali ivuka kusasa lithi baka isikhwama uhambe. Do exactly that. Awuzelanga Mkhulu Mathanyela and her aesthetics and her popularity on TikTok and whatnot. You are there to grow and to understand and to learn so that you can go out and heal. If Mkhulu Mathanyela fika athi bhaka siyahamba,
as fine.
Bafethu.
As fine.
We
are packing our bags.
We are leaving.
Ravaya, wena Mkhulu Mathanyela, after ye.
Exactly. And you go back home, you cleanse, you go back home uzinze. Masithi uzinze, we mean ukuthi uzile, uncenge, ukhulume and explain yourself. Communication, even in a normal relationship with two people, you communicate. Love ngithandi mawenza so, ngithandi makwenzeka so, then ihlulwa yini idlozini. You communicate, lizogcina liku asibolanga sonke sibogobela. And I'm not tinting the image abanye abogobela, but I'm saying ukuthi some of us do this with pure intentions. Some of us do this with inhliziyo evulekile because isazi ukuthi inhlupheke njani. Asifuna ukubona omunye umuntu angena from one gobela to a next kodwa kubalekile futhi kakhulu umuntu ukuthi azicoce aziphathe. And wena ukwenza nedlozi lakho, you need to be protective of it and make it so sacred that omunye umuntu cannot have access. Lento yokushuta imisamo, lento yokushuta nisemfuleni, lento yokushuta ni bula abantu and all of that, we see. And
I used to do that,
and it's wrong.
I stopped.
And it's wrong because now I see inhlolo yakho ukuthi njani, and I'm able to do things. People are gifted out there. Inhlolo yakho ngiyithatha and I do things, and when you think ukuthi hayi angikhona ukubhula because angiphalazanga, or I did not purge enough, or I did not steam enough and all of that. It's not that. It's the things that you are doing. Indlela oziphatha ngayo iyayenza umphumela ukuthi wena ungabonakali njengesangoma, into zakho zingalungi njengesangoma, because idlozi lived a long time ago. You still need to introduce certain things. Ukuthi sesiphila in a digital world. Virtually, I can consult virtually because ngalincenga idlozi. Ukuthi I can't let people drive from a free state to come and see me kune COVID. And I also can't expect myself to fly to Cape Town every time someone needs a cleansing.
Yes.
So I can consult a person virtually and I can advise on how to go and facilitate that. Kodwa what I do not advise is that abantu bathi sithwasa virtually. Ngiyokufundisa njani mithi? Uyolishaya isikhathi bani igobongo, uyikhalela njani inkani manje, kumele ngikusendele ivoice note yokungikhalela inkani mina. So patience is key. Understanding your gift and believing the person okuthatha wakise ephehlweni and listening to that. You are not a ephehlweni for Mkhulu Mathanyela. Most importantly, I could be very nice. I'm a nice person. People that have interacted with me know that I'm a nice person. But when it comes to izinto zedlozi, I might not be doing the correct things for idlozi lakho, and it tells you to vuka uhambe kusasa. Please do that. By all means necessary, please do that. And take time and speak to idlozi lakho, ulincenge, ulikhulumise, and do the right things. And eat correctly. Uphalaze, ufuthe, ungathatha ama-candle because mina ngithe kuphahlwe ngekhandlela elimnyama, so uvuka ngekhandlela elimnyama. Listen to your intuition. Nisiniyekela ama-insta zangomas that always just tell you, i-method esebenzele umathidiso is not going to work for uThamsanqa.
Ish.
So we cannot do the same thing sonke and expect the same results. cannot. Nonetheless, patience is key. Believing is always the point.
Wow.
Faith carries everyone.
Wow. Thokozani bogogo nabo Mkhulu, thokozani bantu abadala. Yeah, welcome. This is Sangoma podcast, first episode. So I had to, let me tell you another story.
Yes.
Right? I had to, Mkhulu Mathanyela, you came into my DMs when Facebook people were rattling me.
Yes.
And I like to respond, right? And you told me something very important, and I will always take that with me. I will fly with your advice. You didn't know me from a bar soap. I didn't know you. You weren't commenting on my things.
Yeah.
You said to me, yo, let go. Stop that thing that you're doing. And I was like, yo, who's this lady? Click, 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 click.
Uyangiphaphela.
Outing lalele lana, there is clearly a message, and I have to listen to you. Thank you so much for coming on to Sangoma podcast, hosted by Mkhulu Romeo. I am not working by myself. I have a team here. Let's give a round of applause for Mkhulu Mathanyela. Guys, Sangoma podcast, first episode. Very thankful. Thank you for coming here. Mpumalanga represent. Follow her at Mkhulu Mathanyela. Catch us on the next episode, right? I will be talking to another Sangoma. This show is not exclusive to Sangoma. You can see, like, you know me very well. You know me from the socials. You know I'm left field. You know very well how I do things. So we might have Richard Mabonga here.
Yes.
We might have EFF guy, what's his name? Julius Malema. We might have the president here. We might have Somizi here. So this podcast is creative. We need to talk as South Africans. And it's not only for South Africans. The borders are open. We are Africans. We need to connect because traditional healing is not exclusive to South Africa and Africa. I am going to have a Chinese person here talking about Chinese traditional medicine, if you know how I roll. This is Sangoma podcast, and thank you so much. Bokoko nabo Mkhulu Mathanyela. Amen.
Chokos.
Please, click like, subscribe, and share. One love.
Chokos.